Hello users, welcome back to Let Us Play, and we're back with Chocobo's Dungeon, which is one of my favorite games, and if I remember correctly, I need to put some of this shit in the storage. So I think this time around I am going to, I'll keep one. I'm going to finish Sid's Tower and start the water dungeon. There's a trick for Sid's Tower's boss, but I don't remember how to do it, and I'm not plugging in a second controller, so I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, which shouldn't be hard, because also I should have done that on the saddle, probably. Yeah, I should have done that on the saddle, whatever. Shouldn't be hard, though, because I am way over-leveled to what I'm normally worth, or I'm normally used to dealing with this section with. So I should be good to go. One thing about this game that I love is that I've kind of got a little bit of a case of the cold fingers right now. My fingers are not very limber, they're not moving super fast, but at any point I can just not touch the controller and nothing happens. That's what I love about this game. I'm safe from the cold fingers. Whenever I get cold fingers, I should just play this game. By the time I'm done with it, I should be all warmed up. Ooh, yeah, I forgot I have Gamble on my claw, so there's a chance for it to drop Gil every time I kill enemies. The only problem is that the Gil is usually really low, like 31 Gil is almost like, why even bother? But I'll take it. So if you have Crash Stones, what you can do is you can just use Crash Stones. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have thrown them at the Magician, but you can just skip this whole maze by just tossing them at the walls and go through. Also, of course, the music, as always, incredible. Alrighty. So I'm not gonna necessarily speedrun all the way to the boss. I am gonna take my time a little bit. Thoroughly explore every floor. Do I have the thief key still? I don't. Okay. That's a lot of fuckers. Wonderful. Did I use that repair card yet? I did not. Yeah, my attack power is looking really good. +6 and plus... Are they both? Oh, yeah, +6 and +6 are pretty good right now. Presumably, if you're, keeping all of your equipment for the whole game, and you're, trying to upgrade it as much as possible, usually I would say you should hit, like, +20 on at least one of them. But because this is not a speedrun and I'm actually taking my time, I'm presuming that I'm probably going to get probably higher than that. Blitz Claws are pretty good. They carry lightning damage. They also might be a plusser, but I'll wait till I get an identify card. Actually, I might have one. I do not. So when I have Sid here, instead of wasting a Crash Stone, I can just have Sid do it, though I do take damage, so that's something to know. I have a lot of Crash Stones, so I'm just gonna use them. Don't drop anything? Okay. Oh wait, never mind. You can just... I forgot. I used to think that you can't pick anything up if it lands on the stairs or the elevator or whatever. But then I realized you can just do the triangle, examine, pick up thing. So in all four corners, there's a chance for there to be like an item or a switch. So I'm just going to check them all real quick. Okay. I kept one thief essence for the boss fight. Ooh, +1. Wonderful. Die, bitch. Alright, let's pop this on. I'll lose toughness, but then I'll gain electric damage, which is really good for this dungeon and then next dungeon. So I think that's a worthy trade-off. Weaknesses for these enemies will do a lot more damage even if it's slightly weaker and everything else. So this will be the last floor, and then there's floor 14, which is a cutscene floor, and then floor 15, which is the boss floor. So I'm going to try to fuck around here a little bit, get some experience points. Also, every time you kill these guys, there's a chance they can drop a rust or a repair card. So, repair chance, you know, that's always worth it. I'm also really high leveled compared to what I'm normally used to playing this on, so I don't really have to worry about being killed by these guys as much. So one thing about this game that I don't think I've touched on yet is, as you can see, they have this enemy here. You may have noticed that you see out of place enemies sometimes. So like, for example, on the 9th floor of the first dungeon, you'll see imps. And that's because what they do is, basically every floor has like kind of a possible monster, like what monsters can spawn there. And when you're going from area to area, what they like to do is they like to sneak in one monster from the next area in the area that you're currently in. So this is floor 13, which is the last main floor up until the water dungeon. So these guys are main occupants of the water dungeon. And so they put them here as kind of like a little teaser thing. And I think that's pretty fun. Alright. I leveled up, so got about all the use out of that floor that I would get. Who the heck built this big tower? Right there's a high potion. As long as you've got empty space in your inventory, it spawns there. But if you've got 19 out of 19, then it doesn't spawn there. Alright, boss time. So if you use the second controller here, this fight's super easy. But I'm not going to do that. I don't have any Thunderbucks. Sid Tank will do a lot of damage, and if they're lined up, then he'll get a double shot. Alright, so I'm going to pop that. Then I'm going to pop the Thief Tonic, and that's going to make me faster, so I get 2 hits per turn. Ooh, wow. That guy died really fast. Oh yeah, Gamble is pretty good on bosses, because if bosses drop Gil on kill, then it'll usually be a hefty amount compared to regular monsters. If these guys kill Sid Tank, they level up, and that's actually kind of scary. These look like the monsters in the previous floor, but they are slightly stronger, but they're not technically boss monsters. That actually went really quickly. I wasn't expecting such a quick finish, but yeehaw! I love the way this guy speaks and the way like it enunciates in the text. You're back! Alright, cutscene time. Now we are going to unlock and enter the water dungeon. This isn't my cup, by the way. I just want to make that known. I'm not a Detective Pikachu fan. I've never seen that movie. And I probably never will, to be honest. I finished my coffee, so now I've got us water. God. Oh no! I love how fucking adorable this game is. It really is just so goddamn adorable. there it is. The Dungeon. Good cutscene. Very, very cute. Alright, so now we've unlocked the water dungeon. I'm going to enter it immediately and then teleport out later. Probably enter the water dungeon and then get the first shortcut, I think. But yeah, you can go off the beach and choose to go back to the... Well, actually, yeah, I forgot. That whole thing? You can choose to go back to the town, but you don't need to. Alright, let's go. The music starts getting really good. The music's already really good, but it gets even better. But yeah, so almost all of these monsters are going to be vulnerable to lightning damage. Ooh, first door. Okay. Where is the... I probably won't be able to pull off a steal. It'd be risky, and I haven't saved, so I'm not sure if I want to attempt it. And I don't have a thief tonic. Alright, I definitely, whenever I'm entering a store, I always want to check what's in there. So, I don't need wood claws. Digging +2 is good. Mithril, okay, so you can tell if something's unidentified, you can tell what it is. So this is a Mithril +0, because, actually it might be a -1. Is it 1000 or 1200? I think it's, yeah, it's 1000. Also known as 1000. But you can tell just based on the price. So if it were 1200, then it would be a +1. That's kind of how you can differentiate that if something's unidentified. Alright, Carbuncle! That's the best stone in the game. Wonderful. So Mithril Claws are 2000. So it's 2400. That means it's +2. Those guys drop Gale normally, so... That's 2000, so it's not really that useful. Alright, 823. I dropped the books that I don't really plan on using. Wait, not! Yeah, I love the water dungeon, especially the first few areas, because it's not really that difficult and it's just really quaint, and you have like the really calm and relaxing music. And then also, if you get frogged, or if you get a monster morph trap and you turn into one of the monsters that can walk on water, you can actually find a secret area, and that's pretty fun, so I hope that happens. I'd like to maybe just farm for it, just to show it off, because it is really cool, and it's an area not many people, or not everyone at least, will find. So, if I don't get it, the only floors you can do that on are the first, second, and third floor. So if I don't get it, then I'll probably just skip the shortcut and re-enter again next visit. And then look for it again. Ooh, sweet nut. Wonderful! I'm trying to step on everything in all these rooms to see if I get the morph trap or the frog trap. Also, there's another thing you can get called a water walk collar, and that will let you walk on the water, and then you can go to the secret areas that way. But getting one of those at this point in the game is pretty tough. Oof. Is this arrow? No. So basically, these drain chests, as I call them, they'll be vulnerable to one type of magic, but you don't know what kind it is without trying. So there's a chance you'll be able to get it first try. However, drain will always work, and that's how that functions. So you can try a book that, you know, like Blizzard, I don't normally use that much, so it was just kind of wasting away in my inventory. So I tried that first, and if it worked, then boom, first try, awesome. And if it didn't, I had drain books to use. However, drain books are really valuable, so if it weren't arrow and say it would have been fire, I probably would have used the fire book instead, because fire is less valuable to have in your inventory than drain is. Drain's useful for the fact that it can it can drain health from enemies, and then it also will open any of those chests. So it's kind of like an order of value. Again, I'm just looking for morph traps. I will definitely at least do this until I find the secret area. Whether it be this visit or the next visit or whatever. Alright, clearly. Oh! Oh! Oh, wow. Okay, level up nut. Awesome. I normally... Huh, where did I get those sweet nuts? I guess I got them from the drain chest. Drain chest's gonna have level up nuts, or level down nuts, or level seeds. And level seeds are kind of like a crafting thing, but they also will level you up. So it's a 66% chance if you get a nut from a chest for it to be a good one. Oh wow, another one of these? Okay. Well, I don't want the ripe nut. Oh, that's 1200, so that you can tell that's +1. Alright, what are these? If it's 500, it has a chance to be rust, repair, polish, or dull. So I usually will take that risk. Dull. What are you gonna do? Now it's at least identified. So that could be better. Repair, wonderful. And that should be polish or rust. Awesome. Now the only thing is, do I have enough money? Let's sell these. Okay, cool. If I can buy those, I'll do that. Oh, I can't. I'll put it back. Okay. So those are recycling bins. You can basically put 2 items you don't want in here and get something else out of it. I'm not entirely sure if the items you put in actually influence what the result is. I'm not sure. But either way, that can be useful if you've got a bunch of stupid garbage. Wow, I've got 3 summon stones so far. That's pretty impressive for only the 3rd floor. And I didn't get any in Sid's tower, which is honestly kind of shocking. I expected to get at least 1, but I didn't. +3, wonderful. I thought, okay, so it's 100 increased scale, not 200 per time you per in the store. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say and also failing. Eye drops would make it that if there were a morph or level trap or frog trap, I would see that without having to walk on every tile, so that's useful. Though I've kind of explored most of the level. Alright, what was I gonna do here? Ooh, okay. I think that 2270. Wait. 2275? I don't know. I don't know what No Sleep's base value is. I don't remember. That's definitely modified, as in it's a plus or a minus, but I don't remember what the base value is. So I'm not gonna risk it. I don't have that immediate knowledge in my brain. So where's the exit? Is it this way? Okay. Alright, 4th floor. Oh wait, no, the 4th floor there is so I could also get one of the traps here. I thought it was 1 to 3, but it's 1 to 4. Okay. Let's try a Quaker. Ah, Blizzard. Alright, so now that we have a stove here, I should be able to combine my claws. Oof, that's a lot of shit. Alright. So one thing is, I'm going to want to hold on to a spare set of claws or a saddle, because there is a really... Cross? Was that cross? Cross claws. Okay, that's one of the really cool ones. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the wood, because there is an enemy that appears in a little bit called the Lamia, and if you capture the Lamia essence and combine it with something, it will become a brand name item, which is a really powerful set of claws or saddle. Alright, so I'm going to combine those. That'll free my inventory up, and I'll grab that. Even if the cross claws are weaker, it's a really cool effect. So you'll see how that goes. So even if this becomes a cursed plus 10, I mean, it's not that bad. Oh, okay, so that was actually a beneficial. So cross does damage on every side of you, and that can be super useful in some instances. One thing to note is that when you create brand name, you will lose all of your abilities. So that's something really important to understand. So this has cross attack and lightning. So it might actually be better not to make brand... Oh, awesome. It might actually be better not to make brand name claws up until after this dungeon, because then I'll lose that ability. Okay, so the one thing is there's the chance to get the morph trap, and then there's also a chance that you just won't get the secret exit. So I'm going to go ahead and explore. It's just a chance it won't spawn. I don't know if it will spawn on a floor 4. I think that's why I remember that as 1 through 3, because it sends you to another floor. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to get lucky. That's okay. I'll do it next time. Yeah, I'm doing a fuckload of damage. Especially on those guys. Oh, that was definitely a bad transaction. A quake and a blizzard for a quake. Could have done better. So here's another maze level, and I can just use crash stones to kind of just break through them pretty easily. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Nose is itchy. Got hair dangling in my face. So these porcupine dudes, hedgehogs, whatever they are, will still... Ooh, yeah, I was going to mention that. They have a chance to drop some really cool stuff. They can still drop critical claws, which are super useful. They can drop polished cards. I think they can drop divide cards. Divide cards being one of the best sets in the entire game. Like, the best card basically will clone anything, except for claws and saddle. So if I have a plus 12 claw and I use a divide, I'll get 2 plus 6 claws. So that's not as good. But if I use a divide card on a carbuncle stone, I'll just straight up get 2 carbuncles. And that's super duper useful. So I'm going to use these teleport boxes, which allow you to teleport anything to your storage. I'm going to use that on the stones because I don't necessarily need them in my inventory. Especially the carbuncle one. Usually I'll save that for the very last boss. The carbuncle stone basically is magic that will make you super strong and super like very strong defense and attack, essentially. So you'll be able to take so many hits without actually losing much health, and then you'll also deal hundreds of damage. Especially when you combine that with a really high leveled set of claws, you can see yourself doing 300 to 400 damage per kick. Whereas other summon magic stones will be like, say, to 300 to 400 damage for one use. Whereas a carbuncle, you can get 300 to 400 damage per kick. And then it'll last for a while. I'm getting a lot of shit here. Map card. That's a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna kick out the dull card. Grab these. Gonna be funny. Wasn't even looking at him. There you go. Alright. As long as it's not an arrow or a fire. Fuck. Oh well. Ooh, repair. Can use that on the saddle. Oh, there's the arrow. I'm on the 6th floor, so if I teleport, I should get the shortcut. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the 7th. Well, I guess the shortcut doesn't matter because I do want to do that little secret floor if I'm not doing a speed run, you know, I might as well. Okay, here we go. Wait, fuck. I forgot that guy like runs away from you a little. I was gonna try to do like the cross attack and say how cool it is, but now slightly less cool. Fuck. I'm trying to set it up to be cool. Let me be cool. I'm a cool doggy. Oops. So now we're gonna start getting like mudmen, which are enemies that kind of don't show up on the map, or well, I think they do show up on the map, but that you don't see them, and then they just kind of appear out of the floor, and then try to fuck you up. Geyser! That will refill, I tried to kick that, but I got mudded. That will refill little, like bottle springs that you can use to refill empty bottles. As long as this isn't fire, I'm actually good to go. Fucking frick. Now I'm at a drain bucks. No repair card though, so that's pretty lucky. Oh, I got another drain buck. I'll use my last bill cert on this guy. Alright, I'll combine these two just to save on inventory. Ah, fuck it. Let's go all the way. Hopefully it's not cursed. If you do craft cursed items, the curse does remain, so... Okay, we're good. Another repair card. Wonderful. Oh, now my claws are actually in worse shape. Okay. These guys can be pretty fun to farm off of. I'm not sure if you level them up and if they spawn a monster. I'm not sure if that monster would be from a later area. It might, actually, but I don't know. Or maybe the leveled up version. I'd have to really test that. There's gonna be like little slimy putty things, and they'll like basically clone themselves, and they can all, yeah, these guys, they'll also have a chance to drop a divide card. Usually divide cards aren't something you get. I've speedrun this game many, many times, and I've done probably at least like 50 full playthroughs, and I've only gotten divide cards maybe like 5 times, so it's you know, it's a very low chance to get them, but I'm not a speedrunner, or I'm not speedrunning. I guess both are true, but so I might just kill more of them and thus have a higher chance of getting them, so we'll see. I hate when enemies like keep walking back and forth on those things and it just makes the obnoxious noise. Oh wow. You can sell these in the shop, so I'm actually going to use that because I'm going to teleport out soon. Probably hit up the next floor and then teleport. Okay. I got puttied. Wood saddle? Sure. So these enemies here, they'll drop money, but they also teleport. So this is one of the only instances in the game where it's not turn-based. There's a trick where if you use your turn and like they teleport during that turn, before the actual sprite disappears from the screen, you can still attack them. So it is kind of like a real time. thing you can do there. It's pretty fun. To like nab them and then like hit them in the face before, like mid-teleport. So that one's a Quake, so I can use a Quake on that top one. Ooh, lucky. Both in that being Arrow and that being a Polish card. Oh wow, I'm getting super lucky. I'm tired! Nah, I'm gonna teleport. That was probably a waste. At least I got an empty bottle out of it. When you're invisible, enemies can't hit you. It's pretty cool. Sometimes I'll let those guys, like, actually clone themselves just so I can get another chance at a divide card. Those guys will also, I forgot, throw potions at each other. That was an instance of the cross claws. There it is. It happened. Map card. Anything spooky here? Eh, not really. Ah, see? Gotcha. Alright, I'm gonna teleport now. So I'm gonna go through everything in storage, and this will basically be the end of this ep. Of which, hopefully you enjoyed. This game's always... Every time I play this game, it's always really fun, so I hope at least one other person out there agrees with me. Alright, I'll throw the wood in here, and the digging in here, and a level up in there, and the Rama in there. I like to use the level up nuts. Like, if I find them, I like to save them for the end of the game when leveling takes longer. That way, like, if I'm gonna level up, I might as well level up later. When it's more, like, of an actual, like, it's more difficult to level up, so. I don't actually think I'm doing it. Oh, wait, no, yeah, I was gonna sell the shit. Yeah, as you can see, 563 there. So that's like a quick 1,000 gil just from selling a bunch of garbage. Alright, so I'm gonna go to Shiroma's house, and I will see you in the next episodic installment of Lettuce Play, featuring Lettuce. One of these days I'm gonna actually do that. It'll be funny.